everyone, welcome back. I'm in my garden today. I am going to do a cleanup. I need to pick up all my tools, and I need to pick up like trellises, tomato spikes, all that stuff. I need to get it out of there and put back in my storage shed for the winter. So that's my project for the day. Yesterday I was out here taking care of covering all of my fall vegetables for winter time, since we had a freeze last night. Got down to 30, but it still needed to be covered, especially the carrots. So I am going to get started today in cleaning up my garden. That way I don't have to worry about it in the spring. It's all put away. I can find everything. And then I need to clean my ATV out because it's packed from front to back with a whole bunch of stuff, and it all belongs in my shed. So let's go ahead and get started on that today. So my ATV is full, so I'm going to have to go up to the boneyard right now and drop some of the trellises off up there. And then I'll come back to my incubation room where I'm going to put my tomato stakes. And then I'm going to go work in my shed and clear out everything else I have in my ATV, like fertilizers and all that stuff. But I'm going to head up to the bone and get that taken care of right now. Okay, now that I did the boneyard and I put all my tomato stakes in with the incubation room, as you can tell, we covered my citrus trees yesterday. Unfortunately, my phone wasn't charged, so I wasn't able to videotape that. But my citrus trees are covered, taken care of for the winter, so they'll get uncovered right around March 1st. But right now I gotta take care of my ATV. It's really packed front to back, and I just need to clear it out and put everything away for the winter. I'll show you what my ATV looks like. Oh, see how packed it is? I got fertilizers and shade covers and basket covers for tools. I got so much stuff in here that this all has to be cleaned out. So all this has to get cleaned out, so pray that I make it. It's a lot of stuff in my ATV, and I have to wash my ATV too. I keep these in Tupperware containers because we have mice, and mice will chew holes in your webbing and your coverings. Sounds like we have this up high, knotted. That way the mice don't chew holes in your stuff. I just need to put everything in its place for the winter. Okay, I got my ATV cleared out. Everything's in storage for the winter time. And as you can see right here, we got my beds covered yesterday. Those are my cabbages and broccolis and carrots and herbs and stuff. So we got that taken care of. So now I'm going to go head up front and give my ATV a good wash. So there it is. Nice and clean. I got everything taken care of for the winter. All my garden's all cleaned up, so all I have to do in the spring is pull weeds and prep the beds. So I can enjoy the holidays now, and I think end of January is when I start my tomato and pepper seeds, because they take about 3 months to get to size to go in my garden. So that's it for me on the garden stuff for the year. Whew. That was a busy day today. Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to My Savage Homestead. Today we are going to make a meat pie for dinner. 2 individual small little meat pies. You're going to need several ingredients on this one, but you're going to need some cooked brisket. Now if you don't have any brisket, you can always go to the store and you can always get the pre-cooked beef brisket like this. You don't need a lot of this, so you can also vacuum seal it or put it in Ziploc bags and put it back in your freezer for other meals. But I am going to use this today for my pre-cooked beef brisket that I need for this dish. So let's go ahead and get started on this. We're going to make a brisket beef pie. What I'm going to do first is I just need one really tiny small russet potato, and we're going to peel it, cut it up into little small cubes. We're going to put it in a little bowl, cereal bowl, put water in it, and put it in the microwave for about 4 minutes, and that will soften the potato for you. So it will not cook it all the way through, but it will soften the potato just enough so it will cook the rest of the way in the oven. So let's get this peeled up, and then we'll go ahead and get everything started. We're just going to quickly peel this. We're going to dice it up into small cubes. Now you only want them about that big. So we're just going to stick them in a bowl. Fill it up with water. Make sure you give it enough water for 5 minutes. And then we're going to go pop it in the microwave. Okay, and you're going to need a half of a yellow onion. I'm still working through my onions. Still have a fridge in my utility room full of onions. And I just planted some in my garden, so I should make it through until it's time to harvest the new onions. So we're going to cut up an onion. Put a little bit of oil in your pan. You're going to add your chopped onion. And you're going to add a tablespoon of garlic. And you're going to saute that. Don't burn it. Put it on low. You're going to cook it really slow for about 2 minutes. Okay. Now that you got that on the stove, you need to be watching it. You don't want to burn it. You're going to take out 2 jalapenos. And you're going to seed them. And you're going to dice this up real small. Make sure you're watching your onions and your garlic. Now you're going to add your jalapenos in. Now if you don't like a little bit of heat on your food, eliminate this. You don't have to put jalapenos in here if you don't want to. It does give it a nice flavor though. Or just cut it down to one jalapeno. You don't need to. See, because you're going to eventually morph this into what your taste buds like. So we're going to let that cook for a couple minutes. You're going to add in 1/4 cup of flour. That you let that flour cook for a minute, you're going to stir in 1½ cups of beef broth and 1/2 cup of cream. And you're going to whisk that up. You're making kind of a gravy. You're going to let that cook for a couple minutes. Okay, so now you need 1 pound of pre-cooked brisket. And you're just going to chop it up fine. This is 14 ounces here. It's close enough. This piece of fat, my dog will like that. Now you're going to add this to your gravy mixture. Let's go ahead and add the brisket. Bring that in. So we're going to do 1/2 cup of Monterey Jack cheese. Now we need 1 cup of cheddar cheese. Okay, now we're going to add the potatoes. And I ended up having to put them in for 5 minutes, but as you can tell, they're falling apart. So they go in. We're going to add our cheeses. Stir that up in there. Make sure it's on low. And do 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. teaspoon of salt. And half a teaspoon of ground thyme. You're going to stir that up. You're going to take it off the stove. It's done. Okay, so now you're going to need either, if you got a really good size ramekin, you can use a ramekin, or if you've got a cupcake pan with large cupcakes. Since it's just my husband and I, this is going to be a good size meat pie for us with our sides along with it. So this should make about 4 meat pies. So what you're going to need is you're going to need pie crust shells, which are these. So let's go ahead and get started in getting the cupcake holders nice and greased with butter, and then we're going to make a little shell, a little pocket, so we can put the meat pie mixture into it. I am going to butter 4 of these. And what that's going to do is it's going to make my pie shell crust on the bottom of this meat pie nice and buttery. And plus 2, it prevents it from sticking to the pan. So we're going to do 4. So I think this is going to make at least 4 meat pies. Okay, so we got those buttered. And you're going to take a pie shell, pie crust shell, and you're going to stick it down in there. You're going to cut away the excess. And you're just going to mold it up. And you're just going to do all 4 of them like that. Okay, now that you've got your 4 shells, you're just going to fill them up with the meat mixture. And it looks like I'll probably be able to get 6 of them, but I don't think I have enough pie crust shells. So I think I'm just going to hold off on making 2 more. It's really cheesy. See the cheese just dripping right off there. I might be able to get really 4 stuffed ones in here. Let's get 4 stuffed ones. Filled to the brim. Yeah, that works. 4 works. Okay. Four stuffed pies. Okay. Now you're going to need a topping on it. And my wide mouth ring is just the perfect size. So I'm going to use this as a template, and I'm going to put that on top. So you're going to need 2 pie shells for this one. And this one I have to roll out to make another top to it. You're just going to come back and you're just going to crimp it all. Just make sure it's closed up in there. Just roll it up on itself. And then you're just going to do a little slit in the top. And we're going to put it in the oven at 375. We're going to check it at 25 minutes. We don't want to burn the crust because we're going to come back and we're going to do an egg wash on it right after that. Okay, we are 20 minutes into cooking. Got a little overflow because I didn't get it pinched there. That's fine. We're going to do an egg wash on it, and if you've never done an egg wash, all it is an egg yolk and some milk, and you beat it up, smooth it out, and then you just wipe it across. And that will give you a golden crust on top. And it looks like they were in for 20 minutes, so I'm going to let them cook for another 10 minutes. And then they should be ready to eat. Okay, they're out of the oven. They ended up, I cooked them for 20 minutes before I put the egg wash on it, and then I cooked it for another 10 minutes. So it was 30 minutes total for 4 meat pies. See how beautiful golden they are? Now you can actually put this in a pie shell as well, a pie pan, and just do one big meat pie for your family. But since it's just my husband and I do individual ones. So we have dinner tonight, dinner tomorrow. Difference is for tomorrow I'll just do different sides to mix it up a little bit. Also, when you make this, I put 2 jalapenos in there. You might not like heat. If you don't like heat, reduce it down to 1, or don't put it in at all. You don't have to put jalapenos in at all if you don't want to. But these are going to be a little spicy because they have 2 jalapenos in them. So it's up to you and your palate. If you like spicy, keep it at 2. If you have a mild taste for jalapenos, do 1. And if you can't take the heat at all, don't put any jalapenos in there. But look how lovely and golden brown that is. I'm going to get ready to plate it up, and then you'll get to see what's inside of it. Yeah, it's going to be good. Okay guys, there you have it. Individual meat pies. That's the recipe. Made 4 of these, which is, I think the pan is not a cupcake pan, it's a muffin pan, which makes it a bigger cavity. But this is perfect for 1 person. And that's it. Time to eat. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. See you next time. Have a good night. Oh, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks.